So this is a close-up view of the teardrop-shaped locking rod as well as the teardrop-shaped channel. And you'll notice there's a wider part at the bottom and a thinner part at the top. Same thing with the channel itself, wider at the bottom and thinner at the top. And you'll see that it just slides in and floats in that channel. That's actually a real key and important design concept that Diamond Chase came up with that allows you to be able to soften corners once we get tension up onto the screen itself. So your screen mesh that you may be using to restretch your frame needs to be a little bit larger than the actual frame itself. Let's say about 3 to 4 inches beyond the outer edge of the frame. It's why we've got that extra flashing sitting out past where we're actually going to be gluing down and cutting the frame free. That channel that I was describing, you'll notice that since it's teardrop shaped, if we use a plastic applicator card to push the mesh down into that channel, it'll actually hold itself in place so that we're going to match up that teardrop shape with the narrow part upwards and the fatter part downwards to match that actual channel itself. And if you'll notice, I'm just sliding that locking rod right into the channel, sliding it in between where the mesh is actually wrapped out around the outer edge. I'm going to do that on all 4 sides, and so that was our short side. One thing about screen stretching is it's oftentimes very much of an asset to tension to work from opposite sides. In other words, we did that short side, we're doing this short side, then we're going to do that long side, and then this long side. Kind of like how you would handle the lug nuts of your car. Your Tension Quick stretcher will actually come with, will come with the insert card and the stretching tool. Won't come with the frame or the mesh. And so we've got one more side to do. We're going to come in with our fabric card. And we're simply coming in, making sure the mesh sits on the outside. And you'll notice how I'm kind of helping lead the channel because, you know, honestly, pushing the locking rod into that fabric channel, it can tend to want to bunch the fabric up. So using that card to kind of lead it along helps it from just hanging up and trying to push all the mesh in front of it and ending up with it not wanting to slide in. So at this stage we've got all 4 sides locked in. Mesh is pretty baggy at this stage. Now since that was a tapered rod sitting in a larger tapered channel, that means it kind of floats in there. As a result, that means that I can come in and push down on that rod and pull the mesh up at the same time, where I can actually go and pull slack that was left over from when I loaded the mesh in. That way you can start out with it baggy so it's easier to load the mesh, and then you can come back in and depress that rod down and at the same time go in and pull up the excess mesh. Now once we get that done, you can see we've pulled out some of the slack that originally existed. So we're almost ready to begin the actual stretching process. We're going to come back in one more time just in the middle, and we're going to push that rod down and we're going to pull on the mesh pretty hard. We're just doing this on the center on all 4 sides, alternating again from one side to its opposite side and then go to the other one. Now once we get that done, if you go in and trace your finger lightly across the surface, since we pulled more tension out just in the middle, when you run your finger across and make an imaginary square, you'll notice that your finger goes over a bump right here, goes down into a hollow, goes over another bump, down into a hollow, over a bump, and over a bump. Once you've got the cross of tension established on your tension quick, you can begin the actual tensioning process.